inside, and all of a sudden, the Annette combination breaks apart. Here comes Reed Sorenson, and he could win the $100,000 bonus in the Nationwide Dash for Cash. Coming out of turn number 4. It looks like Joey Logano, who's been so good at pushing, may end up winning. Oh, crash in the back. At the stripe, the win goes to Logano, and look at the carnage behind. We have got one car on fire. There's what's left of McMurray.
Yeah, that was a big, hard crash. See parts laying everywhere. There's Mike Wallace. Got the win in that down.
2 races in a row for him to get crashed on the very last lap.
Murray,
Restrictor
same
plate.
thing.
Almirola was the car that was on fire. He gets out okay. There's Stephen Wallace, and he looks to be okay. That's what's left of Tony Stewart's car and Danica Patrick's. For Elliott Sadler, the disappointment has got to be immense. He led the most laps, 31. Not only does he not win the race, he doesn't win the $100,000 bonus. It's going to go to Reed Sorenson, who finished in 3rd. What a wild finish to what has been an unbelievable race. 35 lead changes. We tied the record. Tony and Eric talking it over, trying to dissect what happened. Let's run through the finishing order again for you. It was Logano, with Jason Leffler having his best run of the year. There's Jamie McMurray, disappointed. Sorenson finishes 3rd, wins the Dash for Cash. There's Elliott Sadler talking. Kyle Busch comes across in 4th. Allgaier in 5th. Annette 6th. Sadler 7th. Almirola 8th. Patrick 9th. And Stephen Wallace 10th. And here, let's see what happened on this last lap crash.
That's just the last lap of a race. So you can see Mike Wallace kind of got separated. He tried to block and pick up a little bit of air. He and Danica got together, and then that just created a big mess.
Hate seeing that many good race cars get torn up right at the finish. Heartbreaking.
And remember, for Joey Logano, as we take another look at it, he wins after starting at the rear of this field.
Yeah, and had to go back there again after having a spin on the backstretch and pitted too early. Had to go to the back of the pack then also.
There's another look at all the carnage, the flames on the 88. Let's go on board with Tony Stewart. Hold on.
Watch here now. Good outside here, outside.
I'm surprised the camera held on. Here's Danica's view. Those are the flames from Eric Almirola's car in front of her. How it lit up the sky. One more view, and watch the 01.
Yeah, this is where Mike Wallace goes up. Danica gets a little bit, and actually the 88 gets back into the left rear of Danica and turns her down into the 01.
So let's check in on some of the guys that were involved in this. Stephen Wallace is with Mike Massaro.
His car, in fact, came to rest on pit road. A heavy lick. What happened?
It was just a tough day. You know, me and Michael had a really good shot to win that race, and water temperatures kept climbing and climbing and climbing. They got to 300, and I thought we had a shot to win that race, man. I just really wanted to win that thing for the Infinite Hero Foundation, all the Wounded Warriors and all that really bad, but we were close, and it's just the motor got hot and started blowing up going down the back stretch, and that's when me and Michael got disconnected, and then all hell broke loose going down the front stretch. It's just that style racing, but I want to thank 5 Hour Energy, Oakley, Infinite Hero, you know, all the Wounded Warriors, and we were close, man. It's just that motor got hot, and that was just, you know, the typical Daytona there at the end.
And you can hear the disappointment in Stephen's voice, Marty. Had a good run going.
Yeah, I mean, at the end, all of a sudden, they were in the mix. They hadn't been there all day, and then all of a sudden, there they were. As Another tough comes home in 9th place. Shannon, let's talk to her.
Yeah, and despite that finish, big smiles, high fives when you jumped out of the car. First of all, what happened on that last lap?
Well, you know, got disconnected with about a lap and a half to go there, and dropped back to get Eric, and started pushing, and looked like Mike Wallace was just not in. It would look like he was struggling. He was kind of high, and then he started drifting low, and then all of a sudden he came up high in front of me, and there was just nowhere to go. And yeah, it just looks like a bit of a cluster. So kept it straight. It kind of kept my foot in it too. I know it's probably not the right thing to do when there's a crash, but you know, I was going for broke in the GoDaddy car. I thought, you know, there wasn't much room out there for open lanes on the top, but I was taking them.
You sounded like you were having so much fun out there at one point. You worked with Tony Stewart, you worked with Eric Almirola. How would you describe this day?
I learned a lot, that's for sure. You know, I was glad I pushed a little, because I was thinking, man, am I only good as a leader? But overall, it was a good day for the GoDaddy car. Guys did a good job on the stops, and had a hell of a lot of fun.
All right, heck of a lot of fun for Danica Patrick here at Daytona. A top 10 finish, guys, and she led 13 laps.
To block the 18. Boy, if that start finish line's down just a little farther, Leffler wins it.
The margin was 4/100ths of a second. Now, notice on the infield, plowing through there like a tractor. That's the 09 of Kenny Wallace, and he has now been placed in the 7th position. So now that moves Sadler down to 8th, Almirola to 9th, and Danica Patrick to 10th. And there you see him there, the 09 streaking across the line ahead of Sadler. So a good run for Kenny, as that's his 2nd best finish of the year and his 6th top 10 of the year.